What's going on with Eagle FC and hosting events in the US? I'm going to dig into that in today's video, but before I do that, make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit that notification bell. My name is James Lynch, and I'm putting content on this channel almost every single day, so you don't want to miss any of the new content that is up on this channel. Okay, so today's topic, we're going to get into Eagle FC, Khabib Nurmagomedov's promotion, and I always got to preface this when it comes to this subject. This has nothing to do with Khabib or any of his fans or anything like that. This is just me asking some questions. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. This could be called Redneck FC. I'd probably still be saying the same thing because of the fact that Eagle FC got a lot of publicity last year with the fact that Khabib Nurmagomedov was involved. I hear a lot of people online talking about how this could be a rival to the UFC. So I find it very strange that they have not hosted an event in the US since May of last year. So, or this year, I should say. We're almost in next year. But yeah, I find that very interesting. So we're going to go through some things here today, some clues as to figure out what is happening with Eagle FC. And I should start by mentioning that Eagle FC is originally a promotion called Guerrilla Fighting Championship. So Khabib actually bought this promotion back in November of 2020 for $1 million, basically just rebranding it. So this promotion, as far as I know, is still running events. They just call it Eagle FC, but I believe the ones that are run in the US, that's specifically done by Khabib and the rest of his team that is involved. But like I mentioned there, the last event here was the Junior Dos Santos and Yorgan De Castro card, Miami, Florida, May 20th, 2022. It's been a while, like I said, since we've seen an event then, and we have not really heard any news about what is happening with Eagle FC. We've got some clues. Again, we can look at social media and other things. Now, I should also mention that Eagle FC is still regularly doing events. If you look at that last card, they've done a number of events here, 6 to my count, but none of them have been in the US. You look at here, there's they're happening overseas, and they're with fighters that are not part of the American Eagle FC roster, like no Ray Borg, no Kevin Lee, no Yorgan De Castro. These are all international fighters that, to be honest, people here in North America like myself are not too familiar with. So it seems like they're still running events. There's no issues there. I just find it interesting. Why have they not come back to the US? What's the holdup? We've literally not heard anything. If you even look on the Eagle FC Twitter account, their last update was December 6th, and they're talking about their heavyweight champion signing with PFL. So it's a little bit strange. That's all I'm asking here. I'm just wondering what is going on with this. There's another post about their YouTube channel, and then everything else, October, these are all just highlights from their past events, nothing new, which is interesting. So yeah, I'm just like, we're trying to figure out what's going on here. Now, look, I understand as well, Khabib's focus was on Islam Makhachev's title defense, or title fight, I should say, at UFC 280. So I can understand them not doing any events then, and they're probably really prepping for that. But we're sitting here at the end of 2022, going into 2023. We've not heard a single update. You would think by now, with Islam's fight being over, that we would hear something about the next US event. And then there's some other clues as well. I happened to speak with Kevin Lee, back in November, and there was a tweet that Kevin Lee had publicly tweeting Khabib Nurmagomedov saying, implying some issues with money. And Lee went into a bit more detail. I'm going to, read it here. It was an exclusive agreement with Eagle FC, but it's getting to the point where I might step outside of it. I don't know. Honestly, that's not really for me to answer. There's going to be more in my management to answer, and I'm going through a change in management right now too. So that's going to be more questions down the line. Me and Khabib need to talk. Me and Khabib need to have a conversation. We need to sit down and talk. Maybe he still holds a grudge, etc., etc. So yeah, that's like Kevin Lee, probably the most notable fighter under the Eagle FC banner on the American side of things, is saying, look, like, I want to fight. What's happening? What's going on here? What is in the works? So again, this is not just something I'm making up out of thin air. There are fighters looking to have matchups. Yorgan De Castro was on their last event. He tweeted out something back in December, at the early December, saying, hey, I want to fight Todd Duffy, which, I mean, I don't like seeing fights like this personally. This is something I hope Eagle FC gets away from. This is something that Bellator used to do, which is take a bunch of old UFC veterans and get them to fight each other. I have no interest in that. I hope this fight doesn't happen. Like, what is Todd Duffy even doing? Last time I remember seeing him was on the Vancouver card, and that fight with, I forget who the heavyweight was, Jeff Hughes, I think, ended in a no contest. So, yeah, some weird stuff going on there. But yeah, here's Yorgan De Castro, again, under contract with Eagle FC and has not fought since May. Which is very odd. Now, their Instagram is a bit more active, But you look at it here, it's in Russian, and they are focusing on the Russian events. So I don't know if this is something that Khabib is necessarily controlling or his team. It might be more the people that were in charge of Guerrilla Fighting Championship prior to that. So at least they're active on here. But again, no information on a US event. So all I'm doing here today is basically asking some questions here. What do you guys think is going on with Eagle FC? I don't know if there's money issues. I don't know if it's an issue of them securing a venue. I don't know if Khabib and his team are too busy. They do have a lot going on. Obviously, Usman Nurmagomedov also fought recently. That was another name I forgot to mention. But I'm a little bit curious as to why a promotion that had so much steam last year, talking about doing regular events, has not really mentioned anything since their last event in May. So I want to know what you guys think in the comment section below. What do you think is going on with Eagle FC? Do you think they'll be doing an event again next year? What are your thoughts on this? Again, I just want to have a discussion here. I'm not accusing anyone of anything. I just find it odd that their last event was in May in the US and we've not heard anything since about them. And like I mentioned, it looks like the US side of things and the international side of things are two separate things. Otherwise, why would you not see some Eagle FC fighters from the US side of things? Like I mentioned, your Ray Borgs, your Jurgen de Castros, your Kevin Lees fighting overseas. Why has that not happened? That's all I'm trying to ask here. Follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at Lynch on Sports. Make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel, youtube.com/Lynch on Sports. While you're there, hit that like button and hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell. I'm James Lynch. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.